Hi everyone, welcome to our weekly tutorial. I'm Sandy Reese. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and my website is Crew Stampers Forum. I'm not even thinking straight today. I already have my coffee. I don't know what's going on. I can't talk. Anyway, I want to welcome you to our weekly tutorial. I have a fun stamp set that I'm going to showcase today. I'm going to give it a minute just for a few of you to get on. I'm excited because our new catalog, the new 21-22 annual catalog, will be online for demonstrators only starting March 24th. Just to let you know, if you're interested in joining Stampin' Up!, that's one of the perks of being a demonstrator. You get to see the catalog before everybody else. We get to pre-order some stuff in April. And then the new catalog goes live early May. So very excited. My two favorite things about the new catalog is always, number one, seeing what the new in colors are. Always super excited about that. And then the next thing is seeing all the sets and being able to plan out my next few months. So I do have a new catalog class that kind of a kickoff event that will be that first Saturday in May. It's coming a month earlier, so it's kind of, got to start thinking about that. So I feel like my phone is sinking. I'm getting lower. My forehead's being cut off. Okay, so anyway, the retiring list is going to come out on March 24th as well, so I will be posting that. So you still have about a little over a month to get any of those items that are retiring that you must have. So yeah, I'm excited. I enjoy kind of calling out all my stamp sets that are retiring and using them for the last time in April, and then getting some new stuff. I'm always excited about new product. All right, I'm going to flip you all upside down here. Let me get to my settings. All right, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do today. All right. All right, that looks pretty good. So today, I want to showcase this Oh Snap stamp set. This is in the mini catalog, the January through June mini catalog. And I'll tell you what, every time there's a stamp set that has an alligator or a crocodile in it, I buy it. I was born in Montana, but I grew up in Florida, and we've moved quite a few places. But I did go to college at the University of Florida, as we know, who are the Gators. So anytime there's a gator or even something close to an alligator, like a crocodile, I get it. I really wish they had some alligator sayings in here just to make it a little more versatile, but that's okay. I can make it work. So I've got the stamp set. Haven't used it in class yet, but I wanted to showcase it, and then I may use it again because I just love it. And, I'll tell you, when I'm going to design my projects, I don't normally look at what they do in the catalog because I want to do something different for you. I look at it originally, and I don't know, but this paper kind of struck me, and I used it on my projects today because I don't like coloring a lot. And so this is a huge image to color, which you could do it, but I would prefer to cut it out than color it. So I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. Okay, and that's on page 47. It doesn't come with dies, it's just the stamp set, but I love it. It has lots of different sayings and other fun images. And then I'm going to pair it with the Artistry Blooms designer paper, which is one of my favorites in the annual catalogs, page 148. Love, love, love this one. And then it also has sequins that coordinate with it, so I'm going to use some of those. All right, so here's the stamp set. I've already got most of them on blocks ready to go. So let's start with our first project. So I'm going to take a piece of that green Artistry Blooms paper, and I'm going to stamp my big crocodile on there. And this is a big image, so I'm just going to, when it's big like this, it's easier to just ink up your stamp instead of putting it, you know, instead of doing this. So let's just make sure we get this on here. Give it a good press. Ooh, it turned out so nice. Okay. So now I need to trim this out. Hold on a second. Cut, cut, snip, snip. Okay, there we go. I cut this one out right on the lines. It's got nice thick lines, so it's real easy to trim it out with your snips. All right, so then I have a half piece of cardstock, and I cut this 4 1/4 by 11. So I'm just gonna fold this in half. Sometimes it's fun to have a card that opens a little differently. Then I took another piece of that designer paper. This is the pattern that has all the little lines going across. It's kind of mango and, I don't know, pink on that side. And then a piece of Coastal Cabana right in the center there. And I'm just going to glue this on. I have some adhesive. I don't know where I put it though. So we'll just use a little bit of this. I always have a couple bottles of this sitting right here. And I tell you, it's great to store these upside down so they're always ready to go. And my friend's husband made this for me. And it's just a wooden block, and it's got 2 spots for putting the glue in. So this is always sitting on my desk here. I love it. All right, now these are all very quick and easy cards that you could do pretty quickly. I think I'm gonna go this way. And we're just going to glue this right across the center. And then let's see, I'm gonna lay my crocodile right here just so I can kind of visualize where he's gonna go. Make sure all the pieces are inside the card frame. And I think I'm gonna stamp some little fish. Let's use some Night of Navy ink. We're going to stamp some little fish right where his mouth would go. So it looks like he's going to eat them. Then I'm going to keep this navy because we have navy in the paper. Let's stamp a couple words. This one says Jungle Wishes, and I'm going to just stamp this up here. Jungle Wishes and Crocodile Kisses. Cute! And then the inside I'm going to leave because that could just be a hello card, or it could be birthday card. It could be several different things. So let's pop up our alligator. I'm going to use some little ones because we've got some little small areas. We'll put one down here in his tail. I want a really skinny one there on his jaw. So we're just going to cut a little piece off the edge. So make sure that's stable. Hopefully that's covered. All right, let's peel these all off. I don't know about you. These they go all over my floor in my stamp room, and then they get drug all over the house. So there's constantly little dimensional papers everywhere. All right, let's stick this guy on. All right, and then last but not least, we're going to add a little bit of Wink of Stella to our fishes. This also kind of colors them in just a little bit with some of that navy ink. Okay. And I'm going to add a few of these Artistry Blooms. I'm going to use these blue ones. Let's see. We'll do a big one over here. I like these. They kind of look like, you know, water bubbles. And this paper looks like water too, which is why I picked it. Cute. How quick and simple and cute is that? And sparkly too. without being girly. Love it. All right. So next card, give me just a second. Let's clean these blocks off. I might need these. Get those cleaned off. I cleaned my my little chamois here this morning because it was starting to get dried out. It's always so satisfying to get it cleaned out and a nice fresh one going. All right, so we're gonna go to our next card. I'm gonna use the frog on this one. So I have a half a sheet of thick basic white cardstock. Fold that in half. And then I took a piece of this paper, which is the greens and kind of going into the garden green, granny apple green. It kind of gets a yellowish tint on another end. It's got the pinks and purple on the other side. And I'm just going to layer this on a piece of garden green. And I will put measurements on my blog later today, so you know exactly what to cut. This is just a very thin border. Then I'm going to use some of our linen thread. Love this stuff. Love it almost as much as white baker's twine. Almost. It's a close second. But I love the thinner ribbons and trims. I don't know why, I just do. All right, let's cut this off. Okay, I'm also using some of our stitch square or our stitch shape dies. So I'm going to use a square and then the little stitched oval. But I wanted to make sure this was where I want it before I put this whole thing down. Now, if you want to move this, you can. Just kind of bend up your paper a little bit and scooch it over. Gives you enough slack to scooch it. But make sure it's in place where you want that ribbon before you stick it on your card, because it's a lot harder to move it around. All right. Let's go ahead and put this on. And we don't have to worry about it. Good stick. Okay. Time for some stamping. All right, I'm excited about this one. I love the little frog. So I'm going to stamp him. I've got a little piece of scrap paper right here. And I'm going to stamp the frog and cut him out. I have not cut him out yet. He's pretty small, so it doesn't take too long. All right. And then I think I'm going to stamp on this one, Hello Friend. Let me find that. Let's see if we can fit this on our oval. I feel like we can. This one has the clear stamps photopolymer, so it's a lot easier to, it's nice and easy to place them where you want. All right, so then we also have this image, which when I first saw it, it looked like a pond to me, but I'm going to use it as a lily pad. I don't know if it's supposed to be a pond or a lily pad, but we're going with lily pad for today. All right. That was garden green. Then I'm going to stamp, there's like a big flower that looks like the flower that comes off of a lily pad. So I'm going to stamp that coming out from my lily pad. And I think lastly I'm going to stamp, I've got Pool Party, and I'm going to stamp some little waves. I think I stuck that on the back of my frog. Okay, so we've got some little waves here. Let's do maybe one coming over here, one coming there, and maybe one up here. So you're kind of looking into the pond. All right, now just a tad bit of coloring. I think I'm gonna color my water lily. I'm going to call it a water lily. It's just kind of a funky water lily type flower. And I am using dark Highland Heather. I wanted a nice bright purple for this one. I'm not doing any shading. This is pretty small. And yes, you could shade something small, but you know, I just want to color it real quick. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of garden green marker on the stem. I want to cover the water behind it. And let's do our frog, and I'm going to do him in light green apple green. He's so small, I don't even think I'm going to shade him. I'm just going to color him real quick. All right. Yay. Let's pop this up. I like that because I like where it's just a little bit of coloring. Some of you like to sit and color for hours. I would rather cut something out for an hour than to color for an hour. I don't know. What about you? Would you guys rather cut or color for an hour? Let me know. Post in the comments below what you would rather do for an hour, cut or color. I put just one pop up on the back of this and then a little bit of glue because I'm going to pop this up right on top. All right, let's cut this little frog out. I am not cutting him right on the lines. With this one, he's got lots of little feet that are just real thin, so I'm just leaving a little border around because that looks too hard to cut out. Usually, when I'm cutting little things, I take my glasses off and stick it right in front of my face, but I can't do that on video. So if I take my glasses off, I won't be able to see what I'm doing. Okay. Almost there. I seem to be stuck. I seem to be stuck on his leg. I don't know why. Okay. All right, let's pop him up. We'll do a mini. He's pretty small. Put a little mini dimensional right in the middle. Well, maybe. Stick it on. And let's just pop him up on our lily pad. And then, of course, I'm going to put some, frogs can be kind of shiny. Usually more slick than glittery, but I'm just going to put some fun Wink of Stella, and then I'm going to put Wink of Stella on the flowers, or the flower, because it's just pretty. And I think we'll put a few of these on. Now, I don't have green, but I do have blue. So let's just we'll use blue. We have blue in our, I'll put one there, and maybe one more small one. Blue in our water. So yeah, there we go. What do you guys think? Okay. Love that one. Okay, here's our last project for today. I'm using some mango melody. What is it called? I don't know. Here's a marker. Mango Melody. I don't know why I have a problem with that. Okay, I'm using another piece. I love this one. Love these colors. This is the back of the one we use for the alligator, or the crocodile. So I'm using the other side of that for this card, and I'm going to use the bird image on this one. I think this little bird is just so cute and funky. I'm just using a little bit of this. That way? Yeah, I think we'll go this way. All right, we're gonna stamp, let's make this a happy birthday card. What does it say? It's your birthday, that's what it says. So we're gonna stamp. This is very quick, but I'm gonna show you guys a fun little tip for this card. I'm excited about this one. It's your birthday. All right, let's glue this down real quick. And when you guys see, I'm putting it all over the back, it's a very thin layer of what I'm doing. Okay, so now I took a piece of vellum and I'm going to use the bird. Let me see where he went. All right. Now this bird only goes one direction. Can you see? There we go. He only goes one direction, pointing to the left. Now I want him to go two different directions. So the easiest way to do this, because I'm going to have a bunch of them standing on top of each other, is to use some vellum. This is vellum cardstock. And I'm trying to see, white on white's a little hard to see. Let's put it on some black. There we go. We can see a little bit better. So here's a little trick. If you ever want to stack little animals on top of each other, you can take a piece of vellum, you stamp one, flip it over, and stamp another one. And you can see, especially if it's a clear stamp, right where they're placed, so you can line them up right on top. Then we're going to flip it over again. Now these are not dry, so be careful. Don't touch them. Don't smudge them. Very carefully flip it over. We're going to do one more. Now with vellum, vellum is not porous, so it does not dry quickly. We're going to add one more. I think we can squeeze one more on there. So it will be damp and it will look shiny while it's damp. You want to wait until it's matte dry, not shiny anymore. So you can either wait, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see where it's still shiny. That means it's still wet. So you can do two things. You can either set this aside, let it dry for a while, or you can use a heat tool and just give it a quick heat set. You don't want to get it too hot or curl the paper. You just want to heat set it until it looks dry. So I'm just going to do a quick heat set. And do both sides. Ready. All right, hopefully that's dry. What I'm going to do though is let's just make sure I fold that over. I'm just going to press that. Doesn't look like anything's coming off, so I think we're good. All right, now for coloring, here's the trick. Because this ink is just dried on top of the vellum, you don't want to color on top of the ink or it's going to smear. So what you're going to do, so this is my first one. I stamped him. Anything going to the left is stamped on the front. So I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to color the back of the ones that I stamped on the front. Are you guys following that? So the bottom, the middle one, and the top one I stamped on the other side. So I'm colored the bottom one with mango. Then I have some Coastal Cabana. I'm going to color this middle one with the Coastal Cabana. I love this color. Don't forget your tail. And the brighter the better. And then the top one I think we'll do Melon Mambo. This is why I love Stampin' Up, because everything coordinates so great. All right, so these were all the ones that were stamped on the front. Now I'm going to flip it over to the front and stamp these two that I stamped, or color these two that I stamped on the back. So I think I'll color this one with some Daffodil Delight. Go over them a couple times to get them nice and bright. And I think Flirty Flamingo for this one. It's got a couple shades of pink. And see, I can do all my coloring and not have anything bleed because I'm not coloring over the ink. Isn't that cute? Now, to make this pop out even more, we can slide it on our white. And then I'm going to adhere it to this black. Isn't that cute? All right, so how are we going to adhere this? Want to make sure, I'm going to give it another quick heat set because that marker is not quite dry. Do both sides. All right. Normally, if I were going to make a bunch of these, I would just do them and set them aside and let them dry for a while before I came back. I'm going to use a few glue dots so we don't see the adhesives. I'm going to put one behind my top bird. Whoops. You can even see I colored that. Ink's coming off. Not quite dry. Okay. And then I'm going to put one, I'll put one behind the middle bird. Whoop. Let's get that off. It's not coming off. All right, come on, get on there. I'm just gonna, where's my, here, I'm gonna get this and stick it on there. Sometimes it doesn't cooperate. All right, we'll put one on the bottom bird, right behind the wing. We're not even gonna see those, which is the best thing. All right, I cut the white cardstock the same size as my vellum. It may still not have be 100% dry, so I'm just trying to be careful about how I touch that so I don't smear. All right, do it straight. You can even do this. Everything down nicely, and then we'll pop it up. Or not, I'm not going to pop it. I'm just going to glue that flat. All right, and then we need a few more of these. I don't need blue. I'm going to use these. They're kind of like a coral. I've got the coral ones, or the kind of coral mango, and then I have these darker ones. Let's do with the pink. Let's stick some pink on there because it'll stand out a little bit more. One's trying to get away. I don't know, there, and maybe another big one right there. And there we go. Isn't that cute? So that's the easiest way. Now there are other ways you can do the reverse images. It's pretty easy to do one where they're next to each other. When they're stacking up, it's a little harder. This is literally the easiest way to do it. So hope you enjoyed that today, and if you want to get the measurements on the supply list for these projects, you can go to stampandcrew.com a little bit later today, and I will have all the supplies and cutting dimensions loaded, and I appreciate it. Thanks so much for stopping by today. Bye-bye. Oh, what stamp set is the bird from? I'm just checking my messages. It is from the same stamp set. It's this little bird right here. Whoops. right here. It's got the bird, the fish, the frog, the crocodile, and then the lily pad / pond, and then a couple of little flowers. Isn't that cute? I'm just looking if we have any questions. Okay, that looks like it. Okay. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.